Some mountains are just rock and ice, silent and unmoving, their stories written in stone and snow. But Kilimanjaro has a soul, a presence that feels alive, ancient and wise. It calls to you from the heart of Africa, its snow-capped peak rising above the endless plains, a beacon for dreamers and adventurers alike. For years, I dreamed of standing on that summit, a symbol of adventure, of pushing your limits, and of reaching for something bigger than yourself. The idea grew stronger every year, quietly taking root in my mind until it became a challenge I couldn't ignore, a calling that echoed louder with every passing season. Climbing Kilimanjaro isn't about conquering a mountain, it's about respecting it, working with it, and hoping it lets you stand on its summit for a fleeting, unforgettable moment. The real journey is about stripping away comfort, facing nature's raw power, and discovering what you're made of when there's nowhere to hide from yourself. Out there you find your true self, lessons no classroom can teach, truths that only the wild can reveal. Preparing for Kilimanjaro is as much mental as physical. You train your muscles, but you also train your mind to endure, to adapt, to keep moving forward. You can train your body, but the real battle is in your mind. Every step tests your resolve. Every breath reminds you of the challenge ahead. Doubt creeps in when the air gets thin, and the voice telling you to quit grows louder. The mountain tests not just your strength, but your spirit. I knew this climb would demand everything I had, every ounce of determination, every bit of courage, every lesson I'd ever learned. But that's the essence of adventure, stepping into the unknown, embracing struggle, and emerging stronger, changed by the journey itself. So I made the decision. I circled the date, clicked book, and set my intention in stone. Flights booked, gear packed, the dream was about to become reality. Every detail felt significant, every moment charged with anticipation, excitement mixed with fear, but fear keeps you sharp. It's a reminder that you're alive, that you're about to do something extraordinary. It reminds you that what you're about to do is real, with real consequences. The mountain doesn't care about your plans, it demands respect. Standing on the edge of this adventure, I felt the pull of the wild, the promise of discovery and the thrill of uncertainty. The call of the mountain was impossible to ignore. It was as if Kilimanjaro itself was inviting me to test my limits. It was time to answer, time to take that first step, to trust in the journey ahead, time to meet the giant of Africa face to face, to see if I was worthy of its summit. The journey was no longer a distant dream. It was happening now, unfolding with every heartbeat and every breath. I was ready to see what I was truly capable of. Kilimanjaro was waiting, silent and patient, as it had waited for countless others before me. And I was finally on my way. The adventure had begun, and there was no turning back. Landing in Tanzania felt like stepping into another world. Warm air, vibrant energy, and the pulse of Africa all around. The air was thick with anticipation, and every sense seemed heightened by the unfamiliar sights and sounds. The airport buzzed with excitement, a crossroads for adventurers from every corner of the globe, all drawn here by the promise of Kilimanjaro. The drive to Moshi, at Kilimanjaro's foot, was a spectacle. Bustling markets, endless plains, and then, through the clouds, the mountain itself. The landscape shifted from lively towns to open savanna, with glimpses of wildlife and the distant snow-capped peak always on the horizon. Every mile brought us closer to the adventure we'd been dreaming of. Kilimanjaro was more imposing than any photo could capture. Its sheer size and presence dominated the skyline, a silent challenge to all who approached. The mountain seemed to promise both hardship and wonder. Moshi became our base camp, a place to acclimatize, check gear, and meet our team. The town buzzed with the energy of fellow trekkers, each sharing stories, laughter, and a bit of nervous excitement as we prepared for the days ahead. Climbers from around the world gathered, united by a shared dream. There was a sense of camaraderie as strangers quickly became friends, bonded by the challenge that awaited us all. Our lead guide Joseph briefed us with calm confidence. He spoke of the mountain's moods, the importance of patience, and the need to trust the process. His experience was reassuring, and his words set the tone for our journey. Pole, pole, he said, slowly, slowly. It became our mantra. We learned that success on Kilimanjaro wasn't about speed, but about steady progress and respecting the mountain's rhythm. This was a marathon, not a sprint. Every step would count, and patience would be our greatest ally as we climbed higher each day. That last night in a real bed felt strange. The mountain loomed outside, a silent giant. Sleep was restless, filled with dreams of the climb and the unknown challenges ahead. I thought about the challenges ahead. cold, altitude, exhaustion, but also the rewards, breathtaking sunrises, new friendships, and the chance to stand on the roof of Africa. Determination outweighed fear. The wait was over, and the sense of purpose was stronger than ever. Tomorrow, the climb would begin. The team was ready, the mountain awaited, the adventure was real, and the journey of a lifetime was about to start. It was time to take the first step, to leave comfort behind and embrace the unknown. Our adventure had truly begun. The first day began at Mashame Gate, where excitement buzzed and the wild beckoned. We stepped into a dense rainforest, cool, damp, alive with birds and unseen creatures. Sunlight filtered through ancient trees, moss draped from branches, and the trail wound upward through mud and ferns. We walked pole, learning patience from the start. The rainforest taught us to slow down, to adapt to the mountain's rhythm. We spotted colobus monkeys leaping overhead and learned about unique plants from our guides. Every step was a reminder. This was a living, breathing ecosystem, not just a challenge to conquer. By day's end, the forest thinned and Machame Camp appeared. Porters had already set up camp, and dusk brought us together. Strangers becoming friends. We were tired, but exhilarated. The first steps were behind us. The rainforest faded, and the mountain loomed ahead. The journey had truly begun. Tomorrow, we'd climb higher. As we climbed, the landscape and the challenge changed. Each day began before sunrise: pack, eat, walk. The altitude was relentless, every breath harder, every step heavier. Headaches and fatigue became constant companions. Kilimanjaro's weather was unpredictable: hot sun, sudden cold, biting wind and rain. Layering clothes became a survival skill. The mountain demanded respect and readiness. Trails grew steeper, rocks rougher, energy waned. This is where willpower mattered most. When your body wants to quit, your mind must push on. One step at a time, focusing on the present, not the summit. The struggle forged bonds between us: encouragement, shared snacks, and stories. The mountain stripped us to our essentials, no distractions, just the trail and the goal. With each day, confidence grew. We were exhausted but stronger. The summit felt closer. The mountain was changing us. Kilimanjaro's true heroes are the local guides and porters. They carried our gear, set up camp, and always greeted us with smiles. Joseph and his team watched over us, checking our health and setting the perfect pace. Their knowledge and calm were our lifeline. They sang as we walked, lifting our spirits and making the toughest days lighter. Their stories and encouragement kept us going when doubt crept in. They became friends, mentors, and our biggest supporters. Their strength and joy were humbling. We couldn't have reached the summit without them. They are the mountain's guardians. Our success was theirs too. Each camp on Kilimanjaro marked a victory. From Makame's rainforest, we reached Shira Camp, above the clouds with breathtaking views. The altitude hit hard at Shira, and pole made sense. We climbed to Lava Tower for acclimatization, then descended to Barranco Camp. A tough day, but rewarding. The next morning, we faced the Barranco Wall, intimidating but more scramble than climb. Helping each other up, we reached the top, exhilarated. Our final stop was Barafu Camp, icy, barren and tense. The summit path was visible, so close yet daunting. We arrived in the afternoon with only hours to rest before the final push. The mood was quiet, focused. The summit was within reach. We prepared for the hardest night. Tomorrow we'd go for the top. Summit night, the ultimate test. The moment we trained for, dreamed about, and quietly feared. Everything led to this. We woke at 11 p.m., layered up and stepped into the freezing, star-lit darkness. The world was silent except for the crunch of boots and the sound of our own nervous breaths. Headlamps formed a line of hope up the mountain, a glowing trail snaking higher and higher into the unknown. The climb was brutal, steep, loose scree, thin air, and biting cold. Each step forward felt like a small victory against the mountain. Every breath burned, every step was a battle of will. Muscles screamed, lungs ached, but we kept moving. Guides whispered, "Pole, pole." One step at a time, their calm voices anchored us, reminding us to be patient and steady. Hours blurred together in the dark, exhaustion mounting. Time lost all meaning as we trudged on, heads down, hearts pounding. The mind begged to stop, but I focused on my breathing, my promise, my reason for being there. I remembered everyone cheering me on from afar. Just as I reached my limit, the sky glowed orange and pink. Dawn was coming. The first hint of light felt like a reward for our struggle. The sunrise brought hope and energy. Warmth returned to our faces and spirits lifted as the darkness faded away. The summit ridge appeared against the brightening sky. We were close. Every step now felt lighter, driven by anticipation. The sun gave us the final push. Its golden rays seemed to pull us upward, promising that the end was near. It was a race against darkness, and we were winning. The mountain was finally letting us in. The hardest walk of my life was almost over. Every ounce of effort, every sleepless night, was about to pay off. Every struggle, every doubt, was about to be answered. The summit was no longer a dream, it was real, right in front of us. The summit was within reach. We could almost touch it, feel its promise. We pressed on, step by step. Each footfall was a testament to our determination and unity. The top of Africa awaited. We were about to stand where the earth touches the sky. Reaching Stella Point at sunrise was pure emotion. We stood on the crater rim, clouds below, the sky ablaze with color. Glaciers glowed in the morning light. The pain of the night climb vanished in that moment. Tears of joy and exhaustion flowed. From Stella, it was one last hour to Uhuru Peak. The view was spectacular, crater on one side, Africa on the other. The famous sign at Uhuru Peak grew closer. Standing at 19,341 feet, we'd reached the roof of Africa. We hugged, celebrated, and took photos, but the real memory was the feeling: thin air, warm sun, endless views. We couldn't stay long, but those minutes were worth everything. The summit was more than a place, it was proof of what's possible. As we began the descent, I looked back, changed forever. The descent was fast but tough, legs exhausted, bodies spent. Oxygen returned as we dropped, strength slowly coming back. We reached Barafu, then Mweka camp after a long, grueling day. The final walk through rainforest was a time for reflection. We laughed, shared stories, and felt the unbreakable bond between us. Signing the register at the gate made it official. We'd climbed Kilimanjaro. Pride, relief, and gratitude filled us. The mountain had changed us, teaching resilience and humility. This adventure was a dream fulfilled, fueling my passion for wild places. Everyone has a Kilimanjaro inside them, a challenge that seems impossible but isn't. Find your own mountain to climb. Never stop dreaming. Never stop exploring.